Further to my previous video, I will link to that down below. I was thinking about what is the antidote to the rise of the toxicity that is happening in the gym culture. Now, I'm not saying everyone is thinking this way. I'm not saying everyone is superficial. Of course not. And if you go to the gym and you're watching this video and you are thoughtful, you're probably not so superficial, so toxic. But if you look on social media, I do worry for the younger generations that their minds are being, I wouldn't say infected, that sounds very ominous, but their minds are being infected with a toxic gym culture. So is that culture only on social media? And do the youngsters or even adults, even older people, do we bring what we see on social media? It's in our minds now, and then we bring that with us into the gym? Is there a way of working out, going to the gym, nourishing your body whilst keeping your mind away from all that superficial crap? So one thing I wanted to bring up was the example of running. So I've done gym and running and a few other things, dancing. And I've noticed that in the running communities, it is not about how you look. I mean, obviously there are runners that look good, and in any kind of community, any social circle, there are the people that are really good looking, and we all get caught up in how they look, and they're so wonderful, and they're so thin or muscular or whatever the ideal is at the time. But generally in a running club, the focus is on performance and often community. So what I enjoy about running clubs, and I was with a running club many years ago and I did marathons with them, was there was a nice sense of camaraderie and community, and no one was looking at whether you gained a kg or two. Now in the gym, because of the gym competitions, so the bodybuilding competitions that you get, like Arnold Schwarzenegger used to take part in, and nowadays these competitions are a little bit more prevalent. There's different federations. And so there are the people that go to gym to either try and look like that or to compete. And then there's the average everyday people like you and me who just go for the fitness and the health. But that focus on the body, on the superficial, on the muscles, on how toned you are. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying you can't focus on that and keep yourself sane and healthy and thinking in the right way. But there is a danger to, when you're in a superficial sort of sport like bodybuilding and you're going to the gym, and I know this because I've been there, I've done 4 competitions, there's a danger of your mind, there's a tipping point where you start the thing by focusing on your health and your physical well-being, and so you want to get stronger, leaner, fitter, all great things. You know, it's good to have a smaller waist circumference for your health. However, if you focus on that too much and you're seeing people at the gym, and for me, when I did competitions, there's a switch that flicks, and then suddenly it becomes all about what you see in the mirror, what you see in the mirror, what you see in the mirror, or your waist measurement or your body fat percentage. And so what I'm saying is that there are things that we can do, antidotes to the superficiality that the gym can breed. And I do think it's something that we need to talk about, because I do see more on Instagram than anything else, but I do see, and on YouTube, there's a lot of focus on gym diets, on gym exercises, on gym, or fitness culture, you could call it as well. It is quite a superficial thing, and we are looking at bodies and how people look the whole time. And it has its place, it's fine, but we have to keep it in its place. And that for me is the antidote. And really the antidote is spending as much time as possible, if you can, and I know we're all busy, but spending as much time as possible, even the same amount of time as you do going to the gym, spend that time also working on your core values, your core beliefs, who you are, getting in touch with the essence of what makes you you. And it's not your body. I can promise you that. The older I get, the more I see it. I knew it all along. I knew it was coming. But as I get older, the body starts to change. It starts to, for lack of a better word, disintegrate, sag, droop, whatever. All the gym in the world is not going to fix that. Yes, you could take steroids, probably. That's a choice people can make. And there's no judgment from me on that. I mean, each to their own. And you have to decide how far down the path of working on your body do you want to go? I mean, I do understand for a lot of us, and I think for most people, honestly, that compete now, this could be controversial, but I think most people that do gym competitions, myself included, are actually kind of insecure at the core about something, about their looks. So if you think back to Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was a very skinny young boy, and the gym was his way of building himself up, and then that built his self-confidence. And yes, we know there were steroids involved, so he did change his body, and that gave him the confidence he thought he needed to be in the world. And I think a lot of us do have insecurities around our bodies and the way we look, and I certainly did. I still do. I guess I'm going to have them for the rest of my life. I don't have the most amazingly lean legs that I wish I had. And so that does drive me to be fit and exercise and try and be lean. But the older you get, the more you realize none of that is that important. And the point of this video is to try and just remind you and bring you back to your true self without all of this. Just remember, you might be injured and not be able to train for 3 to 6 months to a year, depending on the severity of the injury. You might get very ill for periods of time. You might be in an accident and lose a limb. Anything could happen. And life happens. You may even, for example, lose the ability to get to gym. Maybe you lose your job, you can't afford the gym. Whatever the case may be, you have no time, you have children. What I'm saying is that the superficial stuff, the working out, the gaining of weight, the losing of weight, these are surface things. And whilst it's nice to focus on, and yes, I'm not saying to neglect your health, by no means am I saying neglect your health, but I'm saying at the same time, health also comes from valuing the right things. Mental health, at least, comes from that. I think the antidote to the fitness toxicity is to just balance it out. Balance it out in your own life, in yourself. You can't change everyone around you. You cannot change culture. Well, you can try. I guess if you're a social media influencer, you can. I have a very small platform, but maybe if I just speak to one of you, one person, and if I just get you to just balance, just know that whilst you're at the gym working out, doing your best, at the same time, don't feel bad about yourself if you haven't lost any weight. Don't feel guilty or blame yourself or shame yourself for the fact that you can only do 10 push-ups. I still can't do a full push-up, and I've been going to the gym for 10 years. I mean, it's okay. A lot of the things that we feel bad about or ashamed about are okay. I have gained 2 to 3 kgs recently. I'm finding it hard to shift them. It's okay. It is okay. And I have to talk myself down from the ledge of feeling ashamed about that because I have competed. And so in my mind is a diseased way of thinking, which is that I need to be lean at all costs, when in reality, I don't. Being lean and fit and toned doesn't make me a better mother. It really doesn't. It doesn't make me a better friend. It really doesn't. In fact, one could argue the opposite. Maybe it makes me a worse mother, a worse friend, because of this constant time and energy that I put into my body. I mean, maybe I'm distracted as a mother. Who knows? Does it make me a better partner? Well, you could argue both ways. Maybe my boyfriend prefers it, that I'm fit and toned and looking good, but maybe he also doesn't like all the mental energy that it takes. I don't know. I'd have to ask him. But what I'm saying is that there is a benefit to working out and all that, but when it becomes an obsession, and when that is the lens through which you view other people, then it becomes unhealthy. So I've been on both sides of this very dangerous mindset, and it is one of the reasons that I don't compete anymore. I was going to, and then the pressure, and it just felt, I don't know, something just didn't sit right with me. I am older, it is getting harder. I'm sure I could get there if I tried. Hats off to anyone who competes. It is not easy, but what I'm saying is that for me, I needed to find more of a balance, because for me, I can easily switch into a superficial way of seeing the world and being in the world, and it's not healthy. So I'm just saying, I've been there, and it's shameful to admit that sometimes the superficial glasses come on, even though at my core, it's not what I value. what I really value at my core are all the good human qualities that make a good, solid human being. Kindness, compassion, empathy, all the good things. You know what they are. So I just offer you this video. If you're feeling the same way as me and you're feeling maybe a little bit less than, even though you're going to the gym, but you're finding it's actually making you feel not good. Maybe you're feeling like there's too much, everyone's too competitive. Then I hear you, I understand. So let's just balance things out. I think that really is the antidote. That really is the answer. And that's what you can do. Spend some time journaling, meditating, doing all the good things, art therapy, anything that helps you, helps your soul. Nourish your soul as much as your body. That is what I hope for all of us. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Bye.